This is the final video for the first half of the class. This is the last video where you'll be responsible for the material on the midterm. That's not like this is a one-off topic where you kind of memorize the best, one or two important facts and just move on. This is something we're going to be using the rest of the semester. So this is something you're going to get lots of repetition at, but this is your first look at it. All right, here's a program that you all actually wrote. This is the one with rectangles. You know, you've got this one doesn't have any constructors or destructors in it, but this is great for what we're going to do. It's got the kitchen, bedroom, den. You type in the area and add them all together for the total area. I'll run it just to show you. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. So it's 3 10 by 10 rooms, and it gives you a 300 square foot. The way we've been doing these programs up till now is we've just been putting them all on one source.cpp file. And that works fine for these little programs that we did. But now it's time we up our game just a little bit and do this like any college any college would expect this done in a second semester class. All right, you're going to use the same stuff, the same material that you all have used to write this straight down, top to bottom. You'll use in this code, but now we're going to put it in different files. We are going to start making our header files. All right, this #include IOStream is a header file. We don't see it, but what that does is it adds stuff to our file that we need to run to our program to help it run. When this goes through the processor, the preprocessor, it knows to give us all these files. This IOStream is actually iostream.h. It's a header file. It's got lots of information we need to do the inputs and outputs of this program. All right, same thing. We are going to need a header file for this class here. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to break this into 3 files. These 3 files are going to be located over here on your Solution Explorer. And all these are going to run together. The reason for this is everything we do from now on is object-oriented. We're going to make everything modular, where if you actually wanted to use this rectangle file again someday, you could. So let's go to the header file first. Just like when you're starting this program and you go down to source files and right-click, you right-click on header file. You add, new item. There's the header file. And we're going to call this, our class is rectangle, so we're going to make this rectangle.h. Add. Okay. It's just a blank screen. So, but you can see we can bounce back and forth between our files. This Pragma once, got no idea what it is, just kind of blow it out of there. It comes up every time you make a header file. I'm not really sure what it does, but we don't need it. Okay, we go down to our source file. Right? All we want to do is copy our class. This is our class. So I'm going to go Control X and copy it. Then I'm going to go back to rectangle.h. I'm going to hit Control V. Control V and just paste it. All right, this won't work like it is. All right, we have to do a little something different with it. right? We have to, a lot of these things, it's called, we have to wrap it up. So with this one, this is something you might as well just write down and keep handy for all of these files. We want if and if. Okay. And convention is we just call this uppercase, whatever we're naming it. So I'm going to make this rectangle underscore H. And then I'm going to make it pound define. And I'm going to use this rectangle.h again. And the last thing you do to complete this, and this is all you'll do this file, is pound end if. You notice all the red went away. That is a header file now. It's all ready to use by your main program. Okay, so that's just, like I said, that's over here. You're going to have your rectangle.h. We've still got our source.cpp. Let's go back and take a look at it. All right, it's our main, and it's got all the methods that were involved with all the methods that was involved with the .h file. All right, our class rectangle. So we have to make a separate file for them. All we do is we're going to cut and paste those two. Control X. Now I'm going to go down to resource files and right click on it. I'm going to hit add, new item, and I want a .cpp file. We're going to name it the same as the header file. We're just going to name it rectangle also. And then hit add. Then I'm going to hit Control V. And there's all my methods that goes along with rectangle.h. All right, just like the other file, we have to format it a little bit to where we can use it. But all this one we have to do is put pound, include, double quotations, rectangle, spell it right, rectangle.h. Notice all the red one went away. So now our rectangle.h, our rectangle.cpp. All right. Now let's go back to our source file. Right. So everything here looks good. I got my include IO space, using namespace. There's something that's missing, and that's just the fact that we don't have the pound include. We need our .h file, our header file. All of the red went away. All right. I'm pretty much done. That's all there is to it. Let's go hit local Windows debugger. And here comes our same thing again. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, and that gives us our 300. All right, just to recap a little bit, right? The rectangle.h is just our class file with these things on top of it. Okay, you're going to need an if end diff, a define, and end diff. This is like if, then you define it, then an end diff. Needs all three things, then it's ready to go. Notice I didn't change any of the code inside here. It's still my class rectangle file. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. It's my class rectangle file. All right, my .cpp, my rectangle.cpp file is just the methods. In here, you'd find your constructors, you'd find your destructors, and find the rest of these, your setters and your getters. And the only thing you do is copy and paste them or have them there or write them there. A lot of the times you would just write them here. It's not like you always you don't write the program top down and then start parsing it out like this. This is just for an example to show you how it works. All right. The only thing that you add to this file is one line, include rectangle.h, because these can't work without the header file. So this is a .cpp file. Then your source file. Some people call it like your driver, the one that makes it all run. And all you add to that is pound include rectangle h. That calls the header file. And that header file can be used by your source.cpp. All right, you can see it's not a whole lot to it. All right, once you've opened up a project like the way you all open it up, all you do is right click on header file and it'll give you the option to add your header file. Then you right click on under resources, you right click on it and add a .cpp file. And then there's of course your source.cpp, your driver that runs everything. Okay, as long as you put the headings that you need and you take notes on this, there's not a whole lot of notes on this. This is actually fairly easy. All right. A lot of projects that I've done, they give me the professor would give me a .h file. Then I would have to write the methods part, or they'd give me a driver and I'd have to write the .h and the methods. Okay. Usually you're given one of the three, then you finish off by doing the others. This helps make the whole thing modular. And this rectangle.h, you know that there's not a whole lot of things you're going to use that for, but it is a header file that can be used forever like this. All right. You all get plenty of practice like this. For the test right now, it's one of those things you need to know is, what should be at the top of the .cpp, the methods page, and all it is in pound include rectangle.h. To make this work, you also put that include rectangle.h at the top of your driver or main, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and this is the one that's not real intuitive, is this wrapper here. This if end diff rectangle h. Convention is always uppercase, and it really doesn't matter. I could have put Jim _ Martis there. It would have been fine. But convention is to name it after the class _ capital H. And don't forget the end diff. Okay. All right. Not a lot of information here, but maybe a little bit confusing the first time you see it. We're going to get plenty of practice at this. There's going to be plenty of programs. But this is the end, like I said at the beginning of the video, this is the end of the new material for the midterm. So anything on this is fair game for the midterm. All right, guys. I hope you're watching this on Thursday instead of scurrying around to watch it on Friday afternoon. Thursdays, I have free time. I can help with programs. Some of you are running behind on programs. I got to draw a line in the sand. I mean, we're like at week 8, and there's some people that don't have programs in from like 5 and 6 weeks ago. Got to draw a line in the sand, guys. I got to have those by Monday because I got to get a midterm grade into TMU, and if anybody's failing, or actually even a D, our demandment from Mr. Gels is that we contact home and talk to parents. So, I mean, I've got a few things, I've got a few deadlines this next week I've got to meet. So, you all have got deadlines that you have to meet. All right. Like I said, come find me if you need me. Guys, have a good day.